Hi everyone, and welcome once again to Ruby's Classic Cooking. And today I'm making pizza, and I'm starting out by making pizza dough in my trusty bread machine here. So let's dive right into this recipe, and let's get the bread dough on because it's going to take 2 hours in the bread machine. In the meantime, I'll be cooking bacon and doing hamburger and all kinds of good things. So let's get on with getting the bread dough on. Now, this recipe calls for 1 cup of beer to start off with. Now this isn't a real beer, this is a near beer, because why waste a perfectly good beer on pizza dough? If you want to put beer in yours, go right ahead. If you want to put water in it, go right ahead. Okay, well, a near beer will give me the same effect as a real beer for cooking purposes. I also use the near beer when I'm doing something like beer can barbecue chicken, or if I'm doing spare ribs and I need some beer for the bottom of my spare ribs, that's what I use. Now I've got my 1 cup of near beer here I'm putting in. There we go. With my bread machine it says to put things in the bucket in the order given. So first your beer goes in, 1 tablespoon, 15 milliliters of shortening goes in, a spoon of sugar, which is 15 milliliters of sugar, plain old white sugar. 1 teaspoon or 5 milliliters of salt here, 2 2/3 cups of flour. The amount of flour I will have to put in the description box below when I write this out. That's 2 cups. And my set of measuring cups has a 2/3 measuring cup, so in goes 2/3 of a cup of flour. Now, if you don't have a 2/3 cup of if you don't have a 2/3 cup to measure your flour, just put 2 1/3 cups. And now in goes my yeast. I'm just going to put a packet of yeast in today. Packet of yeast is about 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast, which is 11 grams. Anyway, now my bucket goes into my machine, lock it down, and I just find my dough cycle and press start. And in 2 hours, I'll come back and I'll have pizza dough to use to make my pizza. Now today I'm going to make a meat lover's pizza, so I'm going to use hamburger and I'm going to use bacon and mozzarella cheese on top. But you can make whatever kind of pizza you like when you have pizza dough. This batch makes 2 12-inch pizzas, that's 2 medium, or 1 large, which is like a 15-inch pizza. So today I'm going to make 1 large pizza. Now 2 hours have gone by and my pizza dough is ready to come out of the bread machine. So now we're finished with the bread machine, and let's get the pizza dough ready. I turn this out on a lightly floured surface, which you can't see, so I'll have to move my camera a little bit here. Just a second. Dump this out. Here we go. There, now you can see what I'm doing on here. And I'm just going to work a little dough into here because it's a bit sticky. I'm just going to knead a little bit of dough in, just like this. And if you have purchased frozen pizza dough at the grocery store and paid over $10 for enough to make a pizza, I can assure you this cost me way less than $10. Just a couple of, almost 3 cups of flour, and a tablespoon of shortening, half a near beer. Nothing that's terribly expensive. I would say not even $2 worth of ingredients. Way less than $2 worth of ingredients. Okay, so now here's my dough for my pizza. I'm going to put this on my pizza pan. Now I'm making a big one. This one's 15 inches. I'll be putting those measurements in the description box below. I put some olive oil on this pan. I'm just going to spread that around all over my pan. Spread my pizza crust on here. I am preheating my oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'll look that up in Celsius as well. I think that's 220 Celsius, but I'll check it to be sure. So now I'm going to put you can either roll this pizza dough out, or you can spread it out on the pan, and I'm going to spread it out directly on the pan. Now, I also, besides making 2 medium pizzas or 1 large, you can use this dough to make calzones. Well, see, I have no Italian blood at all in me, So I probably shouldn't even be calling these things calzones. But what they are is like a hand pizza. When my kids were in elementary school, they were bus students. And every day they went to school on the bus. There was no cafeteria there, so they took sandwiches every single day. And once in a while the parents would get together and serve hot dogs to the kids. But for a break from having sandwiches almost every day, I would make them these pocket pizza. I would make them these pizza pockets that they could eat with their hand. It was a lot neater to take in the lunchbox a sealed up piece of pizza than it was to have something that's like a pizza slice open in your lunchbox. As everyone knows, the first thing that goes on your pizza crust is your tomato sauce. So I'll put a nice generous amount of tomato sauce around here. Spread that out with my spoon. You don't want it to be too thick, but you don't want it to be too thin. You got to leave a little border around the edge of your pizza pie crust. There's my pizza all spread out with tomato sauce. Yum. And now I'm just going to take some bacon and crumple that out around it. I'm going to make bigger pieces of bacon than you get from a pizzeria, which I don't mind. Recognizable bits of bacon. It's a whole pound of bacon, so I'm not going to use all of it, mind you, so, you know, I'll be just sprinkling around a good amount all over the place. Some of it will probably find its way into some Ruby's breakfast sandwiches. Yum. If you want to know how to make those, just watch my video on that. My version of a McDonald's Egg McMuffin. And now for some hamburger. Now this is about 80% hamburger, 20% oil hamburger. And this is a pound, so I'm going to be, I won't be using a whole pound of hamburger on this, but I'm just going to spread some out here nicely. Nice amount of hamburger. There we go. Well, that's all covered with hamburger. And now for the cheese. If that doesn't look like enough, I'll grate some more, because I grated it myself off of my own lump of mozzarella cheese. Half of it, so that's about half a pound of cheese, about 225 grams of cheese. Oh, that looks like it's going to make a nice layer of mozzarella cheese, don't you think? And now this is going to go into my preheated 425 degree, which I think is 220 degrees Celsius, but I'll be checking on that. And that'll be 25 minutes, and I'll wait till I make sure that my crust is nice and golden brown and delicious. And I'll bring you back then and show you what it looks like, nice and fresh and hot from the oven. All right, and here's my pizza, fresh and hot from the oven. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Look at that. Beautiful. Now I'm going to cut this up, and we're going to have it for supper. I hope you enjoyed my video today, and I hope that you will like, subscribe, try this recipe at home, and join me next time on Ruby's Classic Cooking. Bye for now. And don't forget to subscribe.